Death and Dr. Parker. Welcome to Horror! In the laboratory of Dr. Crandall Hart, one of the great biochemists of our time. Did you call me, Dr. Hart? Huh? Parker! How many times must I tell you that I don't wish to be disturbed, that this room is private, and not even you, my assistant, are permitted to enter? I'm sorry, Doctor. I thought I heard you call. I'll go now. Dr. Parker left the private room, but his thoughts remained behind with his employer and the experiment. He thinks I don't know what he's working on. He doesn't know that I've come here when he's been gone and read the notes on his on his secret experiment. Screen experiment, what the fuck? Least of all does he know that I took this job as his assistant because of that experiment. For 3 days, Dr. Crandall Hart remained in the private room, working without respite on his experiment. Then, on the 4th morning, he emerged, exhausted but triumphant. Parker, it's done. After 20 years of research and work, I found a serum that my experiments prove will bring mankind everlasting life. Amazing, Dr. Hart. Are you sure it is infallible? I am positive. Just think what a boon this will be to mankind, Parker. With a greater span of years in which to use his knowledge, with strict supervision, so that only men of great mentality and goodness receive the serum, the world shall advance with great rapidity, and evil will be erased forever. Parker, in this vial is the serum of life everlasting. How ironic, Doctor, that it should bring you death! Ah! You were wrong, Dr. Hart. I have other ideas on how this serum shall be used. Only one man shall have its benefits, me, with everlasting life and the knowledge it will bring me throughout the years and centuries. I will eventually rule the world. Quickly, Dr. Parker assembled a hypodermic needle filled with the precious fluids, then thrust the needle deep in a vein. He pushed down the plunger and mixed the miracle serum with his life's blood. Now I'll burn every note he made on the experiment and destroy the rest of the serum. Now I am the only man in the whole world who will have life everlasting. The world is mine. Dr. Parker went to his room, there to plan and contemplate upon the unlimited future. I'll stay here tonight, then tomorrow I shall pack, take what money Dr. Hart had in his safe, and journey leisurely throughout the world. Perhaps in some corner of the globe I will find the opportunity to begin my plan to rule the world. I need not hurry. I have time. All the time of eternity. But in the morning, as he was packing, Dr. Parker's plans for the immediate future were disrupted. Dr. Parker, you're under arrest for the murder of Dr. Crandall Hart. You'd better come quietly. Dr. Parker was tried and quickly sentenced. Dr. Charles Parker, you have been found guilty of murder, and the court sentences you to 99 years, or life imprisonment. 99 years? Life? You have no idea how humorous that is, Judge. He went to prison, the years rolled on, and others died, but Parker lived on. Parker, you're a wonder. You never seem to mind jail. It's just a fleeting moment of bondage to me. I am immortal, my friend. Parker! The warden wants to see you. In the warden's office, Parker was interviewed by the prison psychiatrist. This fantastic fixation of his that he is immortal shows that he is definitely deranged. I recommend that he be sent to the asylum for the criminally insane. Now the man who couldn't die decided it was time to leave confinement. To this end, he acted quite insane, as they took him to the car that was to transfer him from prison to the asylum. Ha ha ha, today I shall be a butterfly! Better put cuffs on him. Nah, he's harmless. Now you be a good boy, and we'll take you for a nice ride. Hey, what? Ugh! It is time we parted company, my friend. The world and all of time waits for Dr. Parker. Bring the car to a stop. Sure, just take it easy, fella. So Dr. Parker began his great quest for wealth and rulership of the world until the end of time. One thing I have learned, life is not worth living unless one is free. I must see to it I am never imprisoned again. Then he became a wanderer over the face of the earth. He saw the wonders of the world, always seeking for a place where he could seize control and begin his climb to power. Centuries passed, and still Dr. Parker wandered the earth. I grow weary of this fruitless wandering. There is no hurry for me to seize the reins of leadership. I have all the time. I will go back home and settle down for a while, to rest and plan. He settled down in a little town in Connecticut, but now a strange loneliness took hold of him. I have been too much alone. A man needs friends. Dr. Parker struck up acquaintances with his neighbors. He tried to be affable and friendly. We've got to get going, Parker. Oh, not yet. Let's talk a while longer. Can't, Parker. I'm late for supper now. Parker must think we're half-wits. No man could see him do the things he claims he has in a lifetime. Yeah, I want no part of him. I think he's nuts. There's something awful strange about him. They sense the difference between us. I will never have friends. I will be lonely always. One man, alone in eternal time. The sands of time poured away. Wars came and changed the shape of the world. Peace came at intervals to the earth, but there was no peace for the man with eternal life. Wherever he tried to settle, people sensed the difference in him and drove him away. He became a wandering beggar. On the face of the earth he had dreamt of someday ruling. Alms, I beg of you, alms. And at night he would drag his weary body to some filthy corner to get what rest he could. I, the immortal man who was someday to rule the world, a beggar, the lowest of the low. I'm weary of my life, weary, weary. If I could only die, even take my own life so that I could go to my eternal rest. But life stretches before me for miserable, weary eternity. Now I have learned that a man must have courage, greater courage to live forever than to die. 1,000 years stretched behind Dr. Parker, and over the centuries man changed in appearance, only he remained the same. There goes that freak! What a monster! The others should confine him to a museum, or do away with him. We'll take him to the Museum of Oddities. It is not fitting that he should foul our beautiful city. So once again, Dr. Parker was confined, but this time he was on display with other freaks and strange creatures. Oh look, this is a subhuman. Shall I pour him a peanut? You mustn't feed the animals, child. Then came interplanetary war. Blasts and rays ravaged the earth and destroyed Parker's prison. Free again. Ha! What irony. I will never be free. I am imprisoned by life and time, never to be free of my tired body, never to find freedom of death. They are the lucky ones. They die, but I go on and on and on. How can I face it? How? This was the last war on Earth, for when it was over, mankind no longer existed. There was nothing left but ruins and Dr. Parker. No life but that of the insects and Dr. Parker. At last I have realized my ambition. I, Dr. Parker, rule the world. But there's no one left to rule. No one left but me. As the centuries passed, the world became a steaming jungle, and monstrous insects ruled the land. No longer able to cope with life, Dr. Parker's mind gave way. If they ever got me, they'd kill me. I wish they would. I want to die. I don't remember why, but I'm afraid. I'm a coward. I'll run out. Let them catch me. I've got to do it, because I want to die. Kill me! Kill me! They ripped and tore at his body, and scattered the living muscle for yards. Then they went away, and left a head and a heart on the ground in front of the cave. A head that giggled and winked, and a heart still beating. Pop, pop. And the giggling and the winking and the beating would go on until the end.